Half-orcs and half-elves are being cut from D&D official content moving forward. Let's discuss why. For the longest time, playing half-races in D&D has been absolutely fine. They offered players some creative options for backstories and allowed players to explore a reality where they were in some way unique, caught between two different worlds. But Wizards of the Coast has turned around recently and said that they haven't been thrilled for years with anything that begins with half. They go on to say that the half construction is inherently racist. Mate, they're elves and orcs. They're a fantasy race in a fantasy game. I hate how much social politics has taken over Wizards of the Coast, and I really do worry about the future of this game because it seems like nothing they do or change is actually good enough for these people who actually want these changes. I miss the days where not everything had to be looked at through a political or social lens, where we could just play our games and include races based on real-world cultures without any persecution. Some people may say that, the reason why they want to cancel these half races is because, they get discrimination in a lot of campaign settings and worlds. Well, that really depends on the dungeon master, doesn't it? It doesn't really depend on the on the actual fact they're half races, right? And it's not just half races that get discrimination. I mean, a lot of the monstrous races like goblins and tieflings and dragonborn even also get it. It's worth noting that a lot of the newer modules and settings that Wizards of the Coast have put out recently, promote multicultural societies with cities as well, especially being, a bit of a melting pot. But even in worlds where discrimination could be the case, I mean, it's just another story beat for your players to overcome, especially when those races are hostile with each other like humans and orcs. This all reminds me of why Dark Sun is a really interesting campaign setting, but a lot of people don't want it to be remade because of the darker elements to it, like slavery, and even though it was more like Roman or Greek-styled slavery, not, the African slave trade, doesn't really matter, right? I would say it's about how the offspring is produced, and I mean that's more of a reasonable argument for orcs. It doesn't really apply to half-elves though, and it's one of the only arguments I can really agree with and understand. I've always been of the opinion that it's the ones who are crying that things are racist who are actually being racist especially when it comes to things like this. I don't think any of us have been racist nor supported racism by playing or including half-elves or half-orcs in our campaign settings. I also don't think it's bad to leave them out of your games if you so wish. I think this is really up to you guys, and you should make the decision that's right for you. I think a lot of this all comes down to the massive amounts of virtue signaling from Wizards of the Coast recently, and I don't believe that a majority of people actually feel upset or alienated that half-elves or half-orcs are a thing. It's a small, loud minority that seems to be calling for all of these changes. Maybe I'm wrong. How about you let me know in the comment section below? I know I don't often make videos like this, but I do like to voice my opinions, and I think there's a lot of D&D channels that are afraid to really just say things how they are from their perspective, and I definitely wanted to, I don't know, maybe take a little bit of a risk. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching this video all the way to the end. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and as I said, leave a comment. I'll see you guys next time on Loki's Lair. Till then.